Hello everybody and welcome. This is Lynn. Today I've been playing with some of our beads that we got in the April bargain bead box. These beautiful Amazonite beads. Here I have the 8mm flat matte beads. The bead caps I pulled from my own stash. We got some beautiful bead caps in the package, but I wanted some that were a little bit bigger. So these were in my stash, but you could use whatever you want to. I'm using all three of these swirly pendants, and on the one with the ice pick bail, I just put one of the beads there. The teardrops that we got didn't really hang just right because of the swirl, so I just put one of our beads there. I'm also using the rondelles, the little rondelles that we got, the Baroque beads, some of the crystals, and these bails I had in my stash. So I just connected them with a jump ring, as you can see. And I've also got a bracelet to show you and a pair of earrings. But for right this minute, I'm going to jump off of here and string these on my beading wire. I'm using 21 strand soft flex for this. I've got some wire guardians, some crimp tubes, some crimp tube covers, some jump rings, a lobster claw, and a ring to attach the lobster claw to. So as soon as I get these strung on my beading wire, I'll come back and show you what that looks like and how we're going to put it all together. Okay, so I'll be back in just a few. Okay, I went ahead and crimped one end. And if you're wondering about the little rod that I used, these are called magic rods. And Louisa with Misty Moon Beading and Designs and Beading, I think it is, on Etsy, created these and she sells them. I'll try to find the link and leave that for you down below. They're very handy in getting your measurements and that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and crimp this other side. And just to get a little more direct with you, I made sure that these were all facing out so that they wouldn't, I don't think they'd scratch, but they wouldn't be poking at your skin at all. So, and they're all going in the same direction. So you might want to make sure you do that if you use these in a necklace. Okay, so on the other side now, we're going to add our crimp tube, maybe, well, and our wire guardian, up one leg, around down the other. I'll go back through the crimp tube and at least a bead so I have something to pull. And pull that down, but not terribly tight because you want to have a little give in your piece. It does help if you kind of pinch the wire guardian closed a little bit, like so. It just, I don't know, it just looks better to me. Okay, sometimes you have to just really work with it, but there we go. And then I'm going to crimp, turn, and fold it in half. Then I'm going to try to get that crimp cover on there. I like to use my crimping pliers for that because they've got the little notches in them that you can usually hold the crimp cover better sometimes. And just get that on there. And then, well, these can be a bear, but I do think they finish off a piece and look really nice. But you don't have to use them if you don't want to. Just like the wire guardians, you don't have to use wire guardians if you don't want to. Okay, get it on your crimp bead and just very carefully squeeze it down, controlling the shape. Okay, like so. So what you want is to make it look like a round bead sitting there, just like that. Then we can cut off our excess wire. Okay, and we're ready to get ready to add our chain on. But I'm going to use a couple of these rings as a transition between our beading and our chain. So I've got two smaller jump rings. Oh no, we're going to need the bigger one here. That's for adding the clasp. Okay, so I'm going to open this jump ring, and I am using oval jump rings. Just, I don't know, in my mind they're more secure because the beads or the wire or anything doesn't sit on the opening of a jump ring. Just put that on there and close it up. There we go. Do the same thing on the other side. If you decide to make this necklace like this, you can, make it using however many beads you want to, whatever beads you want to. I alternated between some of the beads, the rondelles, the crystals, and the rondelles, just to give it a little bit, a little bit of separation between the beads. But, you can make yours however you want to. But I just thought I'd show you this because I think the bracelet is really fun. Okay, there we go. Now all we have to do is attach our chain, and I've already pulled some chain out of my stash. The chain that we got in the box was absolutely beautiful, and I love it, and I will use it. But I thought for these bigger beads, I wanted a piece of chain that was just a little bit bigger. So I opted for some chain from my stash. Okay, I know I had another jump ring. Oh well, I'll pull another one out. So we're just going to open this little jump ring and add our chain directly to the necklace by sliding that in there. Oh, these jump rings are too small. I'm going to have to get some bigger jump rings. I always try to use the smallest one I can, but sometimes you do have to use something a little bit bigger just to make it right. Okay. They're all stuck together. You just about have to have every size of jump ring you can think of in your stash because you never know what you're going to need. But you're certainly welcome to use whatever you want. Just hook this onto our ring and hook our chain onto it and close our jump ring. Okay, that's nice and smooth. Okay, that's going to be the right hand side, so I'm going to go ahead and put my lobster claw on there. Just hook him right onto the end. Close that up good. Whoop. Sorry y'all, I hit the camera. I'm trying to give you really close-ups here. There we go, like so. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, putting our ring for the jump ring on. Put our chain on. Sorry if I was out of screen. Then I just have a round jump ring for the lobster claw to attach to, and it's a pretty substantial jump ring. You know what? That's a closed ring. Sure is. Okay. No worries. we'll just grab another one. Here we go. Open him up. Put him on our chain. The last link. And of course, if you wanted to, you could add an extender chain on this. But we are done with our necklace. And I think it's really cute. I hope you guys like it. I had to put these together. I think they're so unique, and I just really like them. All right, there we go. Very easy, very basic project. So I'm going to get this cleared off, and then we'll work on our earrings next. Okay, be right back. Okay guys, as you can see, our earring is very simple. I did use one of these rings, pulled from my stash a little ball head pin, and all I put on it was a bead cap that matches the necklace, our bead, another bead cap, and one of the little crystals. Okay, let me grab my round nose pliers. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to attach this directly to the ring, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to bend my wire. I'm making a wrapped loop here. Reposition my pliers like that. Bring the wire back up and over. Turn the pliers around and take that wire to the back. Okay, and then we're going to just open this little loop enough to get our ring in. And close it, and then wrap. That's it. But I think they turned out really cute, and I hope you guys like them. I like a lighter earring, so I didn't want to make it heavy. Clip our excess and see if we have a tail to tuck down, just a teeny tiny one, and add it to our earring. Just open that up, and luckily the rings fit inside these earrings. If you have some that you want to use that they don't fit, you can do that. You just will probably have to use a jump ring or two depending on the orientation of the earring. And there we go. We have a little pair of earrings that match our necklace. Okay, so we'll put that aside and we'll work on our bracelet. And it's really easy too. I decided I wanted to use one of the rings as a centerpiece for the bracelet. And I was going to use the clasp that came in the box, but it made it too long, and to take one of the beads out made it too short. So I decided to go against that and just use a little magnetic clasp. But what I did, I went ahead and did the last two beads, but we'll do this one and this one. Okay, so I've cut some 22 gauge wire, about 3.5 inches long, and I'm gonna do this little section now. So we're gonna grab our wire and kink it, reposition our pliers, come up and over like that, turn your pliers like that, take it to the back, and if it's not totally straight, you can just give it a little zhuzh like that. Now, because I need to connect this, I'm not using any jump rings here, except for attaching the clasp. So I'm going to open that up, slide these beads on, close it, and wrap. Okay. So wrap that around. Snip off our excess. I always have too much wire, but I hate having a short wire and trying to wrap it. So I'd rather have a little bit of waste than to fight with it. Okay, all I did here was I put on a rondelle, a crystal, and a rondelle. Okay, and we're going to wrap it the same way. Kink your wire, reposition your pliers, come up and over, turn your pliers, take it to the back, straighten it up. And we're not going to worry about attaching this to anything because when we do our final bead, we'll attach it. So we're good there. Just wrap. And cut our excess. Well, can't get to it. There we go. Tuck our little tail in. And we're on to our final piece. So again, about a third of the way down, kink it. Reposition your pliers and come up and over. Flip them around, take it to the back. This is where we're going to open it up and attach to these beads. Close it and wrap. When you're wrapping these, you just want to lay the wire down right next to the loop before it so it looks nice and neat. And I'm using 22 gauge wire because 20 gauge wire is a little bit hard to wrap for me. For some reason, it always looks messy when I do it. So if I'm doing wrapped loops, I like 22 gauge. If I'm doing simple loops, I like 20 gauge. Sometimes I'll even use 18, but that's some work. Okay, put our bead cap, bead, and bead cap. And make our loop. Come over that barrel. Turn your pliers and take it to the back. Now we want to open this one and attach it to our ring. Okay, close it back down. Can't get a hold of it. And wrap. Now you could adjust the length of this by your beads, you know, whatever length works for you. Okay, then I'm just going to take this little jump ring, open it up, and attach it to the other side of our clasp. Oh, I pulled it apart. Put that loop in there. Close up your jump ring real good. All right. And there's our little bracelet. I love the ring in the middle. I just think that's really cute. This one's a little bit short for me. Actually, it's not. There we go. I try to make, if I'm going to put something on my website, I try to make it a very standard size so that, you know, it'll fit most people. I have a little bit bigger wrist. I like a 7.5-inch bracelet, and I think this one's about 7. Let's see. It's exactly 7. So, okay, you guys, well, our set is pretty simple, and it's pretty much made. Okay, see if I can get it all on the screen. Okay, there we go. And I had beads left over. I mean, I had this many of the 8mm. whole bunch of the crystals, quite a few of the Baroque beads, and a whole bunch of the rondelles, and of course quite a few of the rings as well. So I'll use those on another project too. All right, you guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, please think about doing so. I'd love to have you back. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.